Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey! All of my beautiful honeybees, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday last week. It's Thanksgiving. I know I enjoyed myself, my time with my family. As you guys know, it's been a bit of a tumultuous 2 weeks since I last did a review for Our Kind of People. I am back to catch up. We're actually only behind by one episode because last week was Thanksgiving. We did not have an episode last week, so we actually are going to be doing episode 7 today, and episode 8 airs tonight. So technically, your girl Miss Honey is right on time. Okay, let's talk about our show. Oh my gosh, when I found out I was only one episode behind, my heart leapt for joy. Okay, leapt for joy because it's so much going on. I would have did like an hour and a half, 2 hour review. But listen, we don't have time to dilly dally. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. Remember the thumbs up button. I think it's the only thumbs up. I think it's the only thumb there. But anyway, I don't know about all that. And don't forget to comment down below. Let's talk about this thing. I know y'all been waiting on me. Here I is. But we have to hurry because the man next door is getting siding put on his house. And any second now, okay, the workman will be coming back from lunch. So no more digressing. Let's get into it. This episode 7, is called Fathers, Daughters, and Sisters. Right? The show opens with Teddy visiting Lewis, his brother, in the spirit realm. Okay, he's dreaming, having an out of body experience. Then we get to see Angela talking very briefly with Nikki, who has just learned that the guy standing right over there with the dreads is her daddy. Oh, I thought my daddy was dead. No, he's actually alive and fine as hell. And fresh out of prison, ma'am. Fresh out of prison. Okay, naturally, Nikki feels a way about this father news. And she does her, patented classic turn and run away. And turn and run away. And turn and run away. Let me tell you what we're getting from Nate this episode. What they giving us for Nate is they giving us spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Zen. I meditated in my cell, Nate. I found gosh darn it. I mean, everything about him seems like it is just in tune and in touch with both earth and wind and air and fire and water. Okay? Like he is coming. He is like the Dolly daddy, right? Dolly Llama daddy, right? Okay, so Nate and Angela make plans to smooth this whole long lost father business over, but first Nate needs to go back to the Franklin compound because he got a room over there. He gonna be staying over there with Ted and them, and the DuPonts. And Angela's got to go in here and see about Teddy. Teddy's in the hospital. The doctor has come out. Leah feels like she's gonna do all the talking and hold Daddy. See if it's gonna be me and Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Ride or die. Me and you should never part. It's just gonna be her and him. And Angela's like, no. I need to know what happened to my daddy. What's going on with my daddy? So she right there with Leah. She's shadowing Leah. And Leah don't like it. You can tell by the strange look on her face. She is like, excuse me? Back up. This is family business. And Angela's like, I am family. Okay. And basically bump Nikki. Let me find out what's going on with Teddy, right? So Leah is forced to be honest about Teddy's condition with Angela. And they secretly, let me see. They're secretly kind to one another. It's not outward, but secretly, they're very, very kind to one another. Secretly, they seem like they want each other in their lives. Like, I want you as a sister, and I want you as a sister. Maybe for different reasons, but they secretly are kind to each other all the time. And in this moment, it's no different. Um, she tells Angela about the Parkinson's. Angela says she's gonna keep it a secret since Teddy wanted to keep it a secret. I was like, girl, what them journals you supposed to be reading, sis? All about what Teddy did. What's going on with that? Like all this whole situation supersedes that. I mean, technically you barely know this man. What you do know is that he did something with your mama. Okay, he came against your mama in some sort of way, and technically we don't really know officially how your mama died. There's a lot of people dead around Teddy, and we don't have the answers as to how they got D-I-E-D, died dead, right? Okay. Meanwhile, Leah and Raymond and the kids, well, Lauren head home. The invisible son, Quincy, I just happenstance, stays behind at the hospital, stay with the daddy to spend the night or overnight with his granddaddy, right? It don't matter because he's invisible anyway, right? He wouldn't have shown up in none of the pictures, none of the mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is literally invisible, right? No one sees him. No one acknowledges him. We do mention his name, but we don't acknowledge his presence, right? So they get home, and Alex, Raymond's ex, reporter and private investigator against Teddy, and 15 flash bulbs are waiting outside the DuPont's house. The front door. Now, y'all got a whole compound out this mugga-dugga. Okay? And y'all done got Alex, and 15 flash bulbs gathered around y'all door. Okay. All right. So, ever since Tyrique daddy died, y'all must not have got no more security. Y'all must not have got no further help from law enforcement or anything of that nature. Okay, people can just walk their grounds at will. Oh, okay. All right, I digress. Don't pick at the scabs. This is a soap opera. Anyway, they're asking questions about Teddy, and Leah looks at Raymond and says, "Why is Alex here? And why and why doesn't Quincy cast a reflection? Why doesn't he show up in any pictures?" I'm gonna get to the bottom of this Alex thing. We see where Tyrique shows up to console Angela, who's back at home, about Teddy. Again, bump Nikki. Also, he doesn't believe Teddy's story about his dad self-harming himself, and he's gonna investigate. Okay. Quincy, aka Mr. Invisible, like I said, stayed with Teddy at the hospital so that Leah and Raymond can talk about Alex for the 50th time with no resolve, right? But don't worry about it. It's nothing a press conference can't handle. Leah's going to throw a press conference, and she's going to take Alex to task. Like, she's going to show her up with this press conference. Oh, no, dear. No one does that. No one does that. Especially when their family has as many secrets as your family does. It's dumb, right? Just a little dumb. Just a little bit. Okay. So Nate and his wig and Angela have a talk about Nikki. And the elephant in the room, the wig. That's the elephant in the room. Again, bump Nikki. The wig has been an act of rebellion for the last 17 years for Nate. And it's time to cut it. Right? So Nate and Angela have an idea. Hey, listen, why don't we go down to the beach, build a fire, recite some African folklore, go shirtless. This is a Lee Daniels production. You, sir, Mr. Nate, definitely must go shirtless. Okay? And cut that wig. Okay? Why don't we do that? And Listen, as far as I'm concerned, this whole Nate situation, uh, Angela had so much venom for him when she went down to the prison to see him. She had so much venom from him. And now in this moment, maybe it's because she's trying to get this relationship with Teddy kicked off. I don't know. Maybe that's making her feel a little bit more emotional about Nikki's relationship with Nate. But I mean, I'm just saying, it's like they're old friends. Like, I expected them to kiss at any moment through this whole thing, through this whole episode. I was looking for them to kiss, right? Even though her and Tyrique supposed to have something going on, I don't know. It just felt like she was digging what she was seeing from Nate. Anyway, back in mode, and go shirtless and go down to the beach and take a pair of scissors and fade me out with a pair of scissors on the beach. This is the grand idea. Now, she's just launched a business. She's supposed to have a thriving business. Okay. Every time I turn around, Angela is on the beach. Okay. Finally, Bump Nikki gets her moment. Angela tells her how wonderful and well-rounded her father is, and what a deep spiritual soul and poetry and music and beautiful hair. He has everything you're about, he's about. You guys are like a mirror image of each other. You know what I mean? Like emotionally, like spiritually, like he's one of the deepest dudes I've ever known, right? Why'd you keep him from her then? And Bump Nikki, she stays focused. She stays on task. If he's so good, if he's so great, why'd you lie to my face, mama? And tell me that my daddy was dead, huh? Why'd you do it? I was proud of Bump Nikki. I really was. I did it to protect you, Angela says. No, ma'am. Nada. Okay. Not for nada. Not for nothing. But you did it to protect yourself. Okay. And this is the moment where we get to see Angela turn and walk away. Okay. But first she leaves that journal, because Nate then gave him his 32-page journal. Just 32 small pages, but he's been writing in it for the last 17 years, and it is the entire story of his entire life over the last 17 years. He has been able to condense it in this little 32-page journal. But I digress. Okay. Leah's press conference was mostly just Alex, 15 flash bulbs and 25 fake mics. Basically, she just said everything is great over here. And Alex is like, what about Nate Robinson? Is it true that he is an ex-convict? And is it also true that he was an accessory to murder? And also, is it true that he is also your sister Angela's daughter's father? This press conference is over. Exactly, Leah, which is why you shouldn't have thrown the press conference. I mean, what were you thinking? Okay. So, Bump Nikki overhears all of this. She's asked her mom to leave. She's turned her back on her mom, but she's come out just in time for Aunt Piggy and Angela and her to be standing around the TV when this press conference happens, and she hears that her daddy was an accessory to murder, and this makes her even more frightened about getting to know him, because he was an accessory to murder, and Leah gives Alex what for. She also gives her one more strike. You got one more strike, okay? But Angela wants beef with her now. You don't bring up my daughter and my baby daddy and my baby and my business. My baby daddy business. You don't bring all that up. She gonna answer to me. So she gathers her things and her wrapped head and her lounge wear, because ain't nobody working downstairs at Eve's Crown. Okay, that's just a building. That's just where they live, girl. And sometimes they do hair downstairs, okay? Somebody does some hair downstairs, okay? She must have all her booths rented out, okay? Because she is always on the beach or over there at Franklin's. So hold it back. Listen. So she gonna go over there and she gonna get Alex what for? Really, she just gonna go over there and talk to Leah about the fact that she is, when she see Alex, gonna get her what for. Okay. All right. So then we see the Wonder Twins unite over a common enemy, which is Alex, and Teddy's seizing heart. Okay, he's going into cardiac arrest, and they've got to put him in heart surgery immediately, stat. Okay, and no worries. Don't worry about him physically. That's going to be fine. His spirit is over there visiting his ancestors, though. And he is once again on the beach in all white linen, him and Lewis, the spirit of Lewis. And he is holding on the spirit of Lewis, even though he's trying to be pulled back down to the hospital table. He got some things he want to say to Lewis, which is really a bunch of jibber jabber, more pontification, and we still don't learn nothing about what's going on with Lewis and the whole Lewis situation until the end of the episode. But I digress. So we see Nate humbly tiptoeing around the Franklin DuPont compound, praying for folks and wearing extra small shirts. Again, this is a Lee Daniels production, okay? All of the men, okay? When we cannot have full chestal presentation, them shirts better be so tight, okay, that we see the definition of chestal presentation. Okay. Oh Lord. And Raymond and Lauren, who've just learned about Teddy being in surgery. Lauren is just so sensitive. That's my granddaddy. Raymond is consoling her, and they notice right away how kind and tender and Christ-like Nate is. And he tells them how much he admires their bond and their father-daughter relationship. I just wish I could have had that. Selah, right? Okay. We see Tyrique come in this moment, and he there to see Hattie Mae. Hattie Mae is over all of the staff, That ain't her name, but that's going to be her name for this review, Hattie Mae. So Hattie Mae is telling the staff that they are to hold down Teddy and Teddy's secrets. Don't be around here talking to anybody, especially reporters, about what goes on around here at the Franklin compound, about Mr. Franklin's condition, or anything that the Franklins and the DuPonts got going on. Capiche? Do you copy? Okay? Everybody back to work. And then she commences to tell the business that is going on in and around the Franklin compound to Tyrique, right? Okay. Now, Tyrique done been at every party, but she act like, Tyrique, why don't you come and see your Aunt Hattie Mae more? I'm so glad to see you, beautiful. Your luscious pectoral muscles. How are you? And he was like, can you tell me a little bit more about my dad and the way my dad died? Anything about how my father died? She ironically doesn't mention how sad it is that his father took his life, but instead, you know what? You might want to reach out to Darius. What is Darius' last name? Darius whatchamacallit. Okay. He said, oh, this is good. Where can I find? Oh, did I mention that Darius whatchamacallit is dead? Never to be seen or heard from again? Did I mention that? Oh, yeah. But don't worry, because he used to bump uglies. Okay, connect the parts with Patricia Vaughn. Patricia Vaughn? Aunt Piggy? Yeah, that girl got more secrets than the grave. Now, Darius is the grave. Piggy is the secret. Okay. Secrets in the grave. Okay. All right. So, of course, we see Raymond and Alex, and they're talking to one another and threatening. He's like, you're going too far. I wanted you to Get it, stick it to Teddy, not my wife. And she was like, they one and the same, dude. If I take him down, I'm gonna have to take her down because they so intertwined. You know she breastfeed her own daddy. And he is like, I mean what I said. And she was like, don't you want to know what we could have been? How we could have been together? How, don't you wonder how things could have been different if we were... She was so close. She was so close to Morris's lips, chocolatey brown lips. She couldn't help herself. And, ooh, she got her a little bit. I was like, girl, I would have stole a couple bit too. You know what I'm saying? If I was an actress, I'd have been like, oh, I'm kissing them lips. I don't care if it's in the script or not, boo. I'm kissing them lips. Okay? And she, mwah, and he was like, oh, I'll take a little bit. And he was like, no. I love my wife. They in the front seat of a car in front of the hospital door. Like literally in front of the hospital door. Like you could take an empty can, an empty water bottle and throw it and hit the hospital door. That's how close they are. And he was like, you know what? It's over. You stay away from my family. He gets out of the car and closes the door and walks off. He walks into the hospital. Walks past this pillar, and who's standing behind this pillar but Angela? Angela sees the whole entire debongle, including the stolen kiss. Okay, then we see Lauren and Nikki. Lauren has gotten herself together. Her granddad is in surgery, but I'm not going down to the hospital. Instead, I'm going to take a walk and go see my cousin, Nikki. And when she gets there, she talks to Nikki about her relationship with her father, how special it is and how much he loved her daddy. And she don't want Nikki to throw that opportunity away with her father because he seems like he is at the ear of God. Like he sits at the right hand of the Father, right? Like he has been endowed in with the holy of the holiest of spirits, right? Oh, I can just tell, even though he just got out of jail last night, that he is just a deeply spiritual man. Okay, and he wants nothing more than to be your father, your wondrous, loving, kind, caring father. With a back pocket full of secrets. But I digress. And she's like, you know, Nikki's specialty, the actress that plays Nikki, her specialty is frightened eyes. So she does. My father's journal is there, but I can't bring myself to read it. Lauren is like, well, you want me to read it? And she was like, Lauren goes to reading it, and jokes aside, it's a beautiful moment. Her father has started his life story off with a beautiful poem. Okay, and he remembers the time that she was born. Even though he was taken off to jail when she was 8 months old, he does remember her birth. And at her birth, she was 7.3 ounces. And so the name of the first piece that he has written to his daughter, about his daughter, is entitled 7.3 ounces. And it is an absolutely, positively beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poetic arrangement. Period. It was a beautiful moment. 100%. I loved it. Right? Okay, so then we see where Tyrique comes in, and Piggy has just fixed herself something lovely to drink. It's a little hot tea, little brown liquor. She's going to sip it slow probably. And she was probably like this close to pulling out of her old doobie, old joint, a little reefer. You know what I'm saying? She was about to chill. Okay, she was about to chill. Here he come in with questions about Darius. And all things Darius, I was quite the whore back in the day. And one particular summer I was a especially whorish. In my day, we called it popular. But I don't think I remember anything about somebody named Darius, the Donald, or Tyrique. Yeah, no, don't know anything about it. He was like, oh, okay, I guess I must have had you mixed up. She was like, you must have. I'll let Angela know you stopped by. And as soon as he broke that door and went outside, baby, she dropped that drink like, they're closing in on me. They gonna find out I was a hoish killer. Next time we see Aunt Piggy, she leaving a note, child, and she absconding in the middle of the night, child. Talking about she going back to Boston. She'll be back in a little while. Take care. Don't call me. I'll call you, basically. We see Angela and Leah and Raymond react the Solange Jay-Z elevator scene. Okay, and it was perfect. It was classic. I mean, Leah played Beyonce, Angela played Solange, and of course Raymond was Jay-Z in this scene. I mean, punch and kick. You're the leak. You're the one that's telling all the secrets. You're the one that got my baby's business and my baby's daddy's business out here in this street. I saw you with Alex. I saw you kissing Alex. What are you thinking? Your sister, your wife might not be my favorite sister, but she my only sister, and I'm watching her trying to hold this family together with an invisible son, huh? And a bee of a daughter. And you and your luscious areolas are out here cheating on her instead of supporting her. How dare you? And she gives him a kick. And Leah's like, calm down, thank you. And so the elevator door opens and he steps out. They step out and he stays in, and she says, you know what, I don't even want you at this hospital right now. Not now, Raymond. And the door closes, right? And so Raymond is standing there like, what just happened? Like, all my issues blew up in my face. Like, what just happened? Right? You got found out. Probably because you were in front of the hospital door in a car without tinted windows. With your ex-wife. But I digress. Okay. We get to see where Nikki is okay, so then, like I said, the sisters are growing closer and closer. At Teddy's bedside, they affiliate, commiserate, and prostrate in prayer. Leah leads the prayer this time like she is not just pure evil. A good 40, 60, 40% of the time. She was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and channel. And she grabbed Teddy's hand and she grabbed her sister's hand and she goes into prayer and for about 5 or 6 seconds. And then they hold hands, they clutch hands, and Daddy wakes up in that moment. And he smiles and says, my girls, I'm gonna destroy you. He didn't say the destroy you part, but it's implied. Okay. Because y'all know Teddy ain't nothing but pure evil. Okay, we see where Nikki is reading Nate's 32-page life story, and it's so romantical. He's so much like me. It's like reading me. He more like me than me is myself. That's what Color Purple, not word for word, but you get it. He more like us than us is ourselves. And she says, they both note that they both are so busy being romantical. I'm reading my notes that they don't realize that Nate was at Tyrique's daddy or Darius or Lewis's or somebody's death. Like he was committing a robbery when the security guard was killed. Wasn't the security guard Tyrique's daddy? But they so busy romanticizing what Nate has put into this 32-page journal, they don't realize they talking about Tyrique's daddy's death. I was like, Hello, good morning. Good morning. You guys are being distracted. Why did you originally come to the Oak Bluffs? Find out what was going on with your mama, with your big mama, right? To find out what happened to your big mama, okay? To find out the secrets of Teddy. Y'all know it. The secrets is right here. They right here, just right here up under your nose. Just this is area right here is where the secrets are. Okay, if you was to just look down and stop staring off onto the beach, ma'am, you would see the truth right there in front of your face. But I digress. Okay, so Raymond and Leah learn that Alex has done is on the news, and she's starting her story about Teddy Franklin, and she reveals Teddy's condition, that he has Parkinson's. We see that Aunt Piggy is slinking away to Boston. We also see that Nikki and Nate are walking on the beach and getting to know one another. They finally get a chance to be formally introduced and have those conversations. And as he walks gently across the top of the water, commanding the sun and the wind and the moon and the rain, child, he is such a devout, refined ex-con. Oh, Lord. We also did see that Teddy gets a visit from Brother Lewis. Now, all this time, he been delving over there into the spirit world, into his subconscious, and visiting Brother Lewis. Brother Lewis looked fine as wine, okay? Beautiful chocolate man, okay? Silky white linens. This time, we see Brother Lewis, he telling Teddy, you can't hide from your truth forever. You can't run from your secrets. Except this time, Brother Lewis got a hole right here in his head where he was shot and killed. Now, Teddy, what you had to do with that, huh? This why you around here naming stadiums and things after your brother, huh? Because you had your brother killed, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Listen, that's our kind of people. Season 1, episode 7, fathers, daughters, and sisters. If I missed anything, put it down below. Did y'all watch this episode? Did y'all like this episode? If you have not, go ahead and catch up, because episode 8 is tonight. I will be back, not tonight, but tomorrow, to do the review for episode 8. Listen, until next time, honeybees. Okay? I'll holla.